I'm sorry, you have stairs. So what is your product?
So 17 states in Nigeria can grow coffee. Only 2 are growing presently. I work with farmers in Taraba to ensure that an average Nigerian has access to locally grown coffee. We need to rejuvenate our farms, and we need to create new farms for the future.
Thank you. And this business makes sense. I didn't taste the coffee. I will. But it makes sense because it provides opportunity here for farmers and jobs. It will help you, you will create job in order precisely to trade this coffee and these coffee beans. And because it makes sense and because the message is positive, the brand could be very strong. And I don't believe one says that an innovation or a brand could be successful if the message and the values don't make sense. And that's why you have a lot of trade opportunities in Africa and in Europe because of that, because it makes sense. And the problem we have in a lot of countries, it's true for Europe as well and in France. Sometimes we develop some sectors, some business with arrangements with our values. We have to change. We are changing. We will help these companies to change. You will succeed, I'm sure.
Thank you. Clap again, please, for this. So let's hear from this segment.
Good afternoon. My name is Pt.4, Sentinel Consulting. It's a strategy consulting firm for SMEs, and it's in Nigeria. Mr. President, you essentially broke the political mold in France, and some will say globally. What is your advice to young emerging leaders in business, politics, social enterprise, who are looking to make a difference both locally and globally?
I would say first, in a nutshell, and I told exactly the same yesterday at the shrine, there is no advice. That's the very first one. Take your risk. Take your risk. It seems to be a joke, but it's serious. There is no one model or one recipe to succeed in politics, in economy, in culture, and so on. I think the first thing is to be sincere and to take the part of your own risk. There is no success without being a risk taker. No success. If you just want to follow a model, another model, or a recipe, you can be happy. You can have your part. You can succeed as an employee, you can have a very beautiful life. But if you want to be a leader, if you want to create, if you want to be a business leader and so on, you have, in a certain way, to be a front runner. So you have to take your risk. My second advice, except the first one, that there is no advice, would be never stop at the first failure. Because when you try, you fail. You can fail. If you don't fail, you become dangerous for yourself. It's just because it means it will happen. So be obsessed by the potential failure, but always learn for your own failures. But when you fail, it's not so important. I failed a lot of time. I failed in different fields. I didn't want to become a politician. I didn't want to even become president. It's just, I think the main reason is probably First, because I learned from my failures, and because too many people told me it was impossible. So the job, I think our job, governments, business angels and so on, is to reduce the cost of failure for people like you. But for you, accept to fail. And third, never believe that your success can just be your success. If you don't have a vision which is sustainable for everybody around you, you are making a mistake. Your generation of leaders in economy, in politics and so on, will be a generation of leaders with a vision. Let me explain. I mean, 20 years ago it was possible to be a leader and to succeed with your business and living in the middle of crisis of poverty. It's no more sustainable. Because now people are connected. People are aware of everything. And 10, 15 years ago, being a leader meant when you were in Lagos, you had much more things to discuss with somebody in New York or in Paris than with somebody else in a close neighborhood. It's no more sustainable. Because at a point of time, it's where you leave this close neighborhood. Which means if through your business, through your politics, through your leadership, you don't have this inclusive vision. I mean, this vision where you have a vision for you, your business, what you are doing, being connected with the rest of the world, but for your people at home, for your close people. If you are not in a situation to explain these challenges to your neighbor, to your sister, to your family friend, you are making a mistake. So, have a vision is probably my third advice.
I like that, you know. Many times people ask me this question about me sharing my failures with them. And I always say, just like the president said here, yes, to share the failures is one thing. What's more important is lessons learned from failures. And you know, in business, it's not a linear journey. In entrepreneurship, you definitely have ups and downs. We have big gurus here. We have Shaguru can talk more about failures in business. We have the founder of Zenith Bank here, Jimovia. That's why in this we can talk about things like this. So failure is given in business, but you know you need to bounce back, resilience, learn from it, and make sure you don't repeat such failures again. Let's come to this side. Yes.